Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So,
Awesome.
this is totally random. We actually prepared to talk about a different topic today, but then Kevin went on a tangent about another topic. And so we were like, let's just roll with it. We're not even prepared for it, but he has enough to say about this topic. And
In
being
general.
I'm the subject of this topic,
That's why you want to go with this.
I I think we don't really have to prepare, but so I have four kids. My youngest is 1.5, and most people when they see me, one of the first things they say after they find out that I have four kids, how well I look, right? So what does that mean? Why is there a compliment for how well I look? And I must admit, I compliment other women too.
Yes.
But I do it. I do it because
In the background, you know that
I
most of
know
the time, it took a lot of work to get there.
it took a lot of work to get there, and I know that the woman would appreciate that it's coming from another woman because we know what comes along with after you've had a child,
Yeah.
postpartum depression, and what your body was before versus what it
Yeah.
is now. Why is there a standard?
Uh-huh.
And that's where the conversation
Well, the
started.
conversation also where it started was because when I was saying that after you had the kids, the first
Right.
two kids, our kids, that I had preferred that you kept the weight
Yes.
and that I didn't think size should have been an issue. And I was saying that back in our
So
tribal era.
So wait,
And
so
times.
let's make sure that we're clear about what you're saying. So the conversation started because we were looking at a picture of me being pregnant with baby number three.
Yes.
I was about 5 months pregnant, and Kevin complimented how well I looked, and of course I said, no, I had put on a lot of weight. And I was unhappy with the weight that I had put on during
Yes.
pregnancy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then that's when Kevin went on to say, well,
Yes.
we put all this pressure on ourselves, and where did it come from?
Yeah. I
And
said I don't
so,
know if it solely came from men. That's what I'm saying. That I think having 11 sisters, 9 natural sisters, and 2 adopted, that I've seen them go with this struggle. I've seen them go through this struggle where it's almost like it's an inward pressure from other females as well, not just men. Even
because
though
I said, I think most of it comes, women put that kind of pressure on themselves because of the
for
men in
men,
their lives.
yeah,
And he's debating that no, it doesn't, solely come from men. And I
because
agree.
I like the weight.
I
I had like the
But
weight.
that's
So,
you though. That's
and I
not the
think there's
typical guy.
yeah, I think a lot of men are out there like me.
But there's also
When you
a
say
lot of
typical,
women.
like, are
There's
we
also
doing a census? Like, have
we
we
got
done
to
a
do a
census?
census
Have we
because
done a
I'm not
census?
gonna have you sit here and say, "Oh, all men like when their women gain weight." That is total BS. That is total BS.
You think so?
Absolutely. If you take
You
a
don't think they
census,
like a
if
little
you
more
take,
junk in the trunk,
I
a
think
little more top to
I
be plump?
not all of them. I mean, I think some cultures favor it. Hey, I'm Haitian,
Yes.
and every time I go home and I lose too much weight, my family is offended.
Yes.
My family is
They're like, what are you doing?
offended.
Why are you starving yourself? Here,
Yeah.
eat this beans and rice, and some more chicken,
That
some
griot.
griot, some saswai nuri. Jean
But
Jean.
but that's why I say I think some cultures may favor it, but I not the average American male, especially right after you've had a baby and
Well,
you
we're
still
talking
have a
culturally, though.
belly. And
But we're
I mean,
talking culture.
I think it comes from being self-conscious, from looking a certain way, because the way that you got the man was part of how your appearance, right? And now you have a baby, and
I
most
think
women
you guys sell us cheap.
sell you guys cheap.
Yeah, I think women are selling us cheap
So
because they're saying.
elaborate.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. I think when like it's not really your figure, the appearance, the outer appearance may have drawn the man, but I think it's more than that that actually got the man. So once they've connected to that, then men are kind of bonded to that more than so the appearance. In my perspective of it, culturally, I can speak for all cultures. So I come from a Latino African culture. That's what I come from. All right, so I'm black and Puerto Rican, and I can speak on both sides of that spectrum. I was mostly raised around the black culture, so that's mostly what I know.
Yeah.
All right. And in that culture, on both sides of that culture, I found that we like our women more curvaceous, thick. They don't like thin is okay, but it's not preferred. It's not the preference. So when we see our women like slimming down, becoming more of the Americanized look, it wasn't as attractive for us.
Yeah.
Now you see the world is going towards more of the look that we have, right? Is
Right.
that they want the fuller hips, the fuller. Why is there something called a BBL, right?
Right.
So it's like, the breast, the butt, the small waist, all of that, and that was more cultural because of what we like, the way we worked, the way we danced, so it kind of curved us out, the certain foods we ate, and genetics. So when I saw like you working so hard to lose weight back then, it was like, okay, that's more than what I would have liked. But for you, you liked it. I remember you saying, oh, this is, I want to get back to my high school weight, right? You was like a $110 in high school. And you're like, I want to get back to my high school weight. I want to be able to wear my high school clothes. And I used to crack up laughing. I was like, look, no, this is good. You look good. And I even told you, I said, I've never been attractive to like big women or thick women. It's not something that I find myself attracted to. I like curvaceous women, but they could be small, slim, whatever, where they were more curvaceous. So when I would talk to and I come from a family of men. I grew up with all men mostly. Even though girls dominate my family, like in my generation, there's a lot of male testosterone. So, but we would have these conversations, and only maybe like a little, like handful of them, out of all of us, had that I would call that Americanized view, that a woman had to look like something out of a movie or a magazine. But I don't think they believed in it, because I think if men really believed in it, they would represent that themselves. So
you mean as far as their appearance?
Yes, exactly. Because we're so laxed with one another, with other men, that men can grow and be, debonair and suave, even with the weight gain, even when they're dressing bad. To be honest, like we would joke on our homeboys, but we still consider them to be part of that top tier elite niche of men, where with women, they kind of are a little more cattier than us.
So okay, so I agree with you somewhat. I'm not going to solely put it on men, because as women, before we leave the house and we go in our closets and we're looking for what we're going to wear, and even down to our makeup and our hair, we're really doing it to impress the women, right? We want to look, we want to look cute. We want our girls to say that we look cute, right? Or I like looking good with my girls. Yes. Compete wouldn't be the word. No, it wouldn't be the word. I like when I go out and all of my girls are baddies. I like when we all look good. I love it when we walk into a room and we bring in a certain level of energy.
That's not us.
That's not you guys,
we
but that's
love
why
to joke on our homeboys that got the mismatched socks on.
But that's why I wanted to remove the word compete.
Them bright colors on.
That the word compete is not what it is at all. At least for me and my homegirls. So yes, so that's why I somewhat agree with you that it's not. I'm not putting it on men. I'm not putting that's where the insecurities come from solely on men. But I do follow a lot of social media influencers that push for the need that there needs to be a change for the standard of beauty. So some of the women that I follow, these are women who have had kids and they have the jelly belly, right? So they pose pictures of themselves saying, why are people having to go out and do surgery and do all these things to get rid of, you know, the flabby belly, the wrinkly belly when life was what, you know, was used for this.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
precious. This is beautiful. So these influencers have a lot of supporters,
Mm-hmm.
and they also have, when you go down to the comments,
Mm-hmm.
the majority of them are men
Yes.
who have a lot of negative things to say.
But those are most men.
Like,
most of those men
why are
are
you posting
like
pictures
really
with this?
insecure.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
So you know, so I appreciate you not being like that,
Mm-hmm.
but like a lot of our topics, I need you to pull yourself out as the exception.
Oh no,
Because
because I'm telling you, most of those women that
because
we're
the
talking
general-
about, they have a guy.
Most of those women who, most of those,
most of those women, like a lot of times, in my firm belief, like if a woman is single most of the time, half of the time it's because of preference.
okay,
All right, it's because of the standards she set or what she's preferring to have in her life.
right,
Not that she couldn't have a guy. So being that is the case, and it's not really that way for guys. It doesn't really work that way for guys. 10 guys can walk out this house right now, and no one's going to chase them down, holler at them. No one's going to hunt them down. It doesn't really work that way for men. But if 10 women walked out of this house, right, and just walked down the street,
yeah,
guaranteed one of them is going to get a compliment
Right.
from someone, right?
right,
So because of that dynamic, right, that we have when it comes to men and women, what I'm saying is that those women have the opportunity where, and we've seen it growing up. You see someone that we would consider not attractive,
right,
and they'll have an attractive partner or someone or a partner at all, and you'll see the same thing in that same perspective for a male, and he's single, and he's probably going to stay single unless he's offering what I think where this disconnect is for women. I think where this that you guys are dressing up for a certain type of man, and or either to compete with maybe a younger female or an image of a younger version of yourselves, more so than what we want. Like men, it's a lot of guys out there like me, but the
Well,
problem
then they
is
need
that
to speak up.
well, they don't all
They
look
don't-
like me. That's the problem, right? They're not all handsome young men or handsome older men.
And so, what, they're afraid to speak up? They're afraid.
No, they do speak up, but they're the ones getting told no.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So,
And the ones that's leaving those comments are the ones that is getting a lot of those yeses. So they feel like they can leave those comments. They can make those decisions and make those judgments. And that's the sad part to life. And that's what I'm
Right.
saying. It's that balance there. I don't think it's just all on women why they have those hang-ups. Yes, it is men. But it's also women driving it behind the scenes, man. And letting this social construct of what a woman, letting someone else tell you what a woman should look like,
right,
how her shape should be, that all that type of stuff. Because like I was telling you before we even start recording, in the tribal times, the times where we were all in our communities and in our social groups, no one cared about that type of stuff. We had more important things like what we're going to eat, where we're going to sleep, raising the family. All these things were way more important.
yeah,
We have too much time on our hands,
We've
in my
evolved.
point of view, where you got that much time to try to
We've
figure out,
evolved.
should I keep this little sliver of belly fat from when I had a baby like 4 years ago?
right.
To me, that's a bit much. But all in all,
Very
all
s-
you women out there, big girls, whatever you want to call yourselves, I call you thick and juicy. But whatever you call yourselves, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, just as you were made or created, whether by nature, by God, whatever you believe. For me, I think that it should be something celebrated when a woman comes with her natural self, all naturality, instead of having to try to fit what we would call a social construct of what beauty is.
Okay, so now we're going to wake up tomorrow with our inbox being overflooded with all these
Mhm.
women that are in love with Kevin
That's
now.
right. Take your wigs off. Just take your eyelashes
Take
off.
the wig,
That's right.
take
Take
the
your
wig
eyelashes off.
Take the lashes
Take your
now,
lace front
not the
weaves.
lashes.
Lace front weaves.
Not the lashes.
If you got a fake
no.
tooth, take your fake tooth out.
Oh, no. No.
So you come as natural as you can come, and we good. We are good.
I'm a weight gainer with babies, right? I gain over 100 pounds with 100 pounds.
But that's a good thing. I
with
always celebrate you
every-
for that because I know a lot of women. They are like meticulous on what they eat.
Yeah,
They watch every calorie.
yeah.
They're trying to gain as little weight as possible. So I always celebrate you for that because when you're pregnant,
I
you
eat
enjoy
everything.
being pregnant.
I eat
You eat
everything.
everything. Yes.
I eat the whole fridge.
So,
But I also work really hard to look the way that I look. It did not happen overnight. It took a lot of exercising, a lot of eating right, and to get here, everybody's different. I think everyone is. That's why I follow the women that are online and they push for changing the standards of beauty because I admire that they are able to love who they are and where they are, and in the same manner, I would want the same respect back. I prefer to look a certain way, and I appreciate that you're saying that there's men out there that's like you, that they're okay with their women having some extra weight, et cetera, right after having children. And I'm okay with those women too. There's no
it's not just
judgment.
me. It's, James is that way. Your husband.
I don't know if he's that way.
Semi. We've had conversations.
I don't know if he's that way. I think he's
He's
just
like split down the middle.
I think he's just polite to me because I'm his wife. But he doesn't like. He'd prefer me to be the size that he met me at, and he just doesn't. He's not. He doesn't say it, but I can tell in his in what he doesn't say. It's what he doesn't say.
Oh, the undertones.
Yes.
Well, then we're gonna get off
Yes.
James. James, we're gonna take the conversation to a whole other direction.
But there's, but it doesn't even matter because I'm harder on myself, and that's where I was going with it. In the same way that I respect the women who love their body the way that it is, I respect them, I admire them, and that's why I follow them because I applaud them. It's in the same way that I want us all to respect everyone for what their preference is. My preference is, after I have a kid, I want to lose all the weight. I work hard to lose all the weight.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone to put me down for that. I have to work my butt off for that. And we appreciate the people that are like you that love women. We appreciate you, Mr. Kevin. And we hope that other...
I'll be saying my cash app afterwards. And I am taking payments for these compliments.
Thank you for sharing those things. We would hope that folks that are listening, but may possibly folks, men, husbands that are listening, that are watching this,
Oh, yeah.
could possibly be influenced by some of your words.
Definitely, because we all came from a woman. And I think if every man thought of the woman that they're talking to or the woman that they're dating the same way they thought of the woman that they came from, they have more respect and a little more grace.
I think so, too. Well said.
All right, guys. We enjoyed another wonderful topic with Milan and Kevin. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you on the next one.
See ya.